Before we go any further, I think we should get our proton packs.
Good idea.
This is Gary Thacker, and today we're doing a Gremlins tier list. Now this is a very well done tier list, because not only does it have the Gremlins, it has all the human characters from the Gremlin movies, and all the characters from Gremlins Secrets of the Mogwai. But for this tier list, I will just be sticking with the Gremlins from Gremlins and Gremlins 2 the New Batch. So I will not be ranking the human characters or the anime Gremlins in this tier list. We get about 20 or so Gremlins to get through, let's just get into it. S tier, great, just the best Gremlins. A tier, good, a very solid Gremlin. B tier, okay, a completely fine Gremlin. C tier, awful. I hate it, I want to kill it. We're starting off here with Gizmo. This is no surprise. S tier. Gizmo is the best Mogwai. S tier is the only option with Gizmo. Next we have the Mogwai version of Stripe. A tier. I like how even though he's a Mogwai, you can see the evil in him, and the stripe just looks so nice. Next we have one of the mini Mogwai from Gremlins. I know this guy's name starts with an H. I think it's Hazens. A tier, good Gremlin. I'm also pretty sure he's the microwave Gremlin later in the film, so extra points. We get the one Gremlin who munched on a sandwich, got a needle in the arm. B tier, completely fine. Next we have the Gremlin version of Stripe. S tier, a classic. He's the perfect example of what you want from a Gremlin. And overall, he's just the best. One of the Christmas caroling Gremlins. A tier, very iconic scene. And if I might add, is a pretty good singer. We have Flasher, a classic. S tier, personal favorite. I laugh on no matter what version of the Gremlins we get, we're gonna have a Flasher. It's a very iconic Gremlin. It's a very short scene, but it's very iconic. Next we have the sad, lily depressed bar Gremlin with the bowler hat. A nice little Gremlin, B tier. Has a nice little fun scene. The mugger Gremlin that's in the bar as well. B tier is a very comical thought. A mugger Gremlin. That's just funny to me. Getting into Gremlins 2, we have the Mogwai version of George. George is one of my personal favorite Gremlins. He was also the first Gremlin figure that I ever got. So a bit of an emotional attachment to George. So you know what? I put him in S tier. He's a good old Gremlin. The Mogwai version of Lenny, man, I love Lenny, A tier. He's such a goofy little guy. His buck teeth are just so cute. He's just so stupid. I love him. The Mogwai version of Mohawk, which might just be my personal favorite Mogwai design, S tier. From the moment we see this guy, we know this guy is bad news. He just has such a great design. I love him. Next we have Daffy. Daffy? A tier, man. Like Lenny, he's a fun, goofy little silly guy. Sometimes I think a bit too goofy and silly, but at least there are a lot of memorable scenes in Gremlins 2. Mainly the dentist scene. When I think of Daffy, that's the scene I always think of. Next, we have the Gremlin version of George. As I mentioned, a personal favorite, S tier. I love his design. The Gremlin version of Lenny, again, S tier. Gonna be honest, I really love the designs of the Gremlins in Gremlins 2. They're so unique and creative, and they just look so good. Everybody praises the first Gremlins for having amazing puppetry and animatronic effects, which it does, but Gremlins 2 is so underrated in that case, because the puppets and animatronics for Gremlins 2 are just top notch. They look so good. The Gremlin version of Mohawk, S tier. Probably my top 3 favorite Gremlins of all time. He just looks evil. Like he is truly an evil looking Gremlin. It's such unique colors and patterns, and that spiky Mohawk is just, oh, so incredible. And of course, he's the Spider Gremlin later on in the film. The Gremlin version of Daffy, the crooked eyes. I love the crooked eyes. On the Mogwai version of him, I do like them. But on the Gremlin, it just looks really funny, and I love it. We had the Secretary Gremlin, A tier. The design is pretty basic, but the scene itself makes up for that. The Gremlin that throws the ass into the face of the Phantom of the Opera Gremlin, solid Gremlin. C tier, nothing wrong with him. To me, he kinda looks like a toad. Next, we have the Gremlin giving the tattoos. Again, B tier. Solid. Nothing wrong with him. The Gremlin receiving the tattoos. A short but sweet Gremlin. Oh my goodness. The Brain Gremlin. What might be my favorite Gremlin, again, it's between Mohawk and Stripe. But man, S tier, I love this guy. Every time I watch Gremlins 2, he makes me laugh every single time. Tony Randall did such a great job voicing him. I just love him so much. The Veggie Gremlin, a very underrated Gremlin in my opinion. I think his design is really cool and creative. So you know what? S tier. NECA, you need to make a figure of this guy. This is like one of the only Gremlins you haven't done yet, and I need him. It got to the point where, like, years ago, when I was really little, I wrote out a letter to send to NECA, so that way they would make the Vegetable Gremlin. I never sent it because I was a dumb little child. But after this video, I might just send a very passionate email to NECA, demanding an action figure of the Vegetable Gremlin, because it is far overdue. Next, we have Greta, S tier. I'll just say Greta is a very interesting design gremlin that I'm sure makes a lot of people question a lot of things. But to be honest, whenever she's in the movie, she makes me laugh like quite a bit. So I'm putting her in S tier. Great design, funny gremlin, the Bat Gremlin, one of my favorites. S tier. Man oh man do I love the Bat Gremlin. He looks so creepy. The gremlins look very mischievous and like frightening at points. But the Bat Gremlin, to me at least, looks honestly really creepy. I kinda wish he was the monster in like a spin-off horror movie, cause he has such a great design. The Lightning Gremlin, S tier. He only has a few scenes in the movie, but he comes in clutch at the end. He's just really unique. Like, how do you think of that? The Phantom of the Opera Gremlin, A tier. I like him. A nice little homage. And with that, we have ranked every gremlin on this tier list. Now, of course, this is not every single gremlin that has ever existed, but these are some pretty notable gremlins. And overall, I think this is a tier list I 100% agree with. But let me know in the comments below, who is your favorite gremlin? Also, if you've been enjoying this video, then consider liking and subscribing, and join the subreddit and the Discord server. Bye guys for now, bye Scar on Thacker.